Yo, welcome to my motherfucking opinion. MMFO. I'm James back here with you today. And we just gonna get this thing started, you know what I mean? First on the list, so as you know, this is a new show, vlog, whatever you wanna call it. It's called My Motherfucking Opinion, or for short, MMFO. And what I do is give you my opinion on news, entertainment, music or whatnot. But I think actually I'm just going to go a step further, and I'm going to do a lot more than that. So one of the things I may take you guys, if I go on like journeys or whatnot, and bring you along and clip that up and just show you, me on the trip. I may, I do a lot of cruises or whatnot, so I may give you some footage and a rundown on my opinion of a cruise or whatnot. So, and also food reviews, which is the first thing I want to talk about now. That's one I'm going to be doing here on this channel very soon, a food review. And the food review, what I will be doing is LES BBQ. Okay, if you don't know who Les Barbecue is, you have to check them out. And I'll when I do the food review, I'll leave a link to his website or whatnot, and down in there for you to click on. So yes, I'm actually waiting on the package to get here. So next week sometime I'll be dropping a video for a food review of LES BBQ's oxtails. So if you guys have been under a rock and y'all haven't seen this man with these damn smoked oxtails, candy red nuggets or whatever have you, yeah. So I'll be doing a food review of these legendary oxtails right here on this channel, where I'll give my motherfucking opinion on how they taste. And like I said, I will leave a link in the bio to let you guys be able to find him and try him out for yourself. So yeah. And without that, moving right along, so President Biden pardoned his son Hunter Biden, which he said he wasn't going to do, and now he's reneged on that. How do you guys feel about that? Like, that's crazy, damn, I don't even know quite what to think. I mean, hell, if it was my son, I'd probably do the same thing too. So, but how do you guys feel about that? The charges that Hunter had. This man had cocaine and guns and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, how do you guys feel about that? After he said he wasn't going to do it, and now he reneges and he does it. Like, what kind of president is that? You know what I mean? Why tell us you're not going to do something and then you end up doing it? And that's the kind of people that we're all voting for. A motherfucker who can't even keep their word that he said. He could have never said it and just fucking pardoned his son. He could have never mentioned that he wasn't going to do it. But now, since you mentioned that you wasn't going to pardon him for his crimes and you did it, like, man, it's like some sucker shit. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But that is the type of system we live in. And I think sometimes a lot of us we misplace our thoughts about this goddamn system, when everything is a handshake and a smile, and anything can happen for anybody. Everybody's friends on a handshake and a smile. So you can't really put too much into anybody, Democratic, Republican. I mean, you just can't, because it's all about the money. It's all about tit for tat. You know, you do a favor, I do a favor. So, you know, that's just a little piece of crazy news. You know. Also, the end of the first part of the YSL trial, anyway, has concluded with Diamante Kendrick found not guilty on all charges, and Shannon Stillwell's just guilty on a gun charge. And he got a 10-year sentence, but he served 2 that he's already been in jail, and then the rest suspended. So he's got 8 years probation. Them boys is getting out. You know, they said not guilty. How do y'all feel about that? Not guilty, you know. And prayers out to everybody on both sides involved. But yeah, they said them boys is not guilty. They you know, they out of there. How do y'all feel about Miss Love and everybody? Like, they was like just completely dropping the ball to me. It didn't look organized to me. They were just, you know, as they say, throwing shit and seeing if it sticks, and the jury was just not having it. I've seen some interviews with the jurors, and you know how the state was presenting their case, leaving out stuff, and the jury was just seeing right through it. And you know, I think those guys and gals did their job. And I think I was touching on this on the last episode. You know, we need more black jurors. I know a lot of times black people run away from jury duty, but we need more of us. As I could recount, like I've seen like at least 4 black jurors that I could recall on different podcasts or whatnot being interviewed, and we need that, like, especially when our faces are continually you know, being incarcerated for cases deserved and undeserved. We need our representation to be the jury for us, you know, whether good or bad, you know, to see through the things that, you know, a lot of times are being put on us unjustly, you know, because sometimes, you know, when that jury looks the other way, you know, they can't really feel or understand, you know, how things work in the hood. So shout out to the jurors, and like I said, them boys are free, you know. Don't know if they're out yet, but they are free. And piggybacking off that, so Young Thug would have damn near beat his case if he just would have hung on a little while longer. But you know, I know he had concerns for his health, you know, just the food that he was eating, and wanting to get back to his kids and stuff, and it's commendable. But man, it just, now with their charges being dropped, it seems like man, he could have just been, you know, out of there maybe scot free. You know, now he's got all this time hanging over his head. That's going to be a hell of a path to walk, you know. Hell, if it were me, I'd probably fucking disappear and just you know, take the money I got and do some kind of business that ain't got nothing to do with rapping. I'd probably do some shit like Chamillionaire. If you guys remember Chamillionaire from Texas, you know, I forget the song he had, but yeah, Chamillionaire just kind of disappeared, and the dude's like real good with like tech stuff and all those startup companies and shit like that, investing. And hell, if I was Young Thug, I'd disappear and do something like that, because it's just too hard to try to be a rapper and make it with all those stipulations that he have. It's really just You know, I'm praying for the brother, but it's just an easy path back to jail, especially if you're trying to be a rapper. Still, you know, I think, hey, I'd be like, fuck that shit. I'm a, you know, chill and huddle up with my family, and we gonna, you know, do some kind of other lucrative business. Like I said, whether that be investing, doing real estate or something. But yeah, that's what I would do. And the pleas, you know, so Thug ended up taking a plea, like Gunna took a plea. And I know it's a difference because Gunna had to admit that it was a gang or whatever and all this stuff. And Thug didn't quite have to do that, but he did take a plea. And, you know, I just think that, you know, Thug needs to patch it up with Gunna, you know. I don't think Gunna was in the streets. I think Gunna was just a artist on the label. And, you know, if you're an artist on your label, you're riding around with, you know, your head honcho, the head of the label. You know, y'all boys, you riding around, but you don't ever think that, man, I'm gonna get caught up in a fucking indictment. Hell, I mean, Gunna probably didn't even know half the shit. Like I said, Gunna's he's an artist, you know. And I think Thug did an injustice by, and he's doing them injustice by, you know, not trying to reconcile that, not just telling everybody that, nah, everything is good, because that's your artist, man. That guy could have you set for life. I'm sure he's been paying the lawyer. I've heard that on somewhere. Who said that? I can't think of who said it to give him credit, but if I think of it, I'll put it somewhere in this video. But yeah, I mean, why? If you know, Gunna's not in this shit, you know. I mean, I think you just could have did more to have Gunna, you know, not be looking crazy out here for doing what he had to do to really, you know, stay out in these streets and keep that money flowing, you know. I mean, man, like I said, these street politics are just crazy. It's whack. We need new street codes because, you know, when you're a loved one and you do something for, you know, a brother, a sister, a cousin that's in the street, and then you try to help them and get caught up in that off the love, and now they looking at you all crazy, you know. I mean, it's two sides to it, so I guess that, you know, at the end of the day, the way these street motherfuckers are, fuck love. Don't do nothing for nobody. Motherfucker get in trouble, your brother, your sister, your cousin, and they need your help because they done did some bullshit, fuck them, you know. Because at the end of the day, when you get caught up in their fucking web and then you just say what it is, you'll be labeled a snitch, when, you know, they should just, you know, they gotta own up to it. You tried to help them, own up to it, you know. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all I got to say for this episode. And look, next week, tune in. Like I said, I will be doing an Oxtail review from LES Barbecue. So I'll see you then. Out.